Blythe was revealed as the final DLC fighter for the Fighters Pass 1 on January 16th, 2020, creating, let's just say, a rift in the fanbase. Funnily enough, after Fire Emblem Three Houses, the game where Blythe comes from, mending a rift in the fanbase for the Fire Emblem games. But anyway, Blythe also managed to do one very critical thing. It was the only DLC fighter outside of Joker, or I should say the Fighters Pass characters outside of Joker, to effectively not have any leaks or rumors about it going beforehand. So the question now is, will Blythe's reveal become the standard for Super Smash Bros. Vol.2? Hi, I'm the Legend of the S, and I'm gonna be trying to answer that question. So like I said earlier, Blythe managed to do the unthinkable basically for this Fighters Pass, as in, it didn't receive any major leaks and rumors. Outside of Joker, I don't think there has been a single Super Smash Bros. Character for this game that had that. Maybe the Inklings would be the only ones. Even Ridley had something involving it right before E3 by the same person that leaked Banjo-Kazooie, funnily enough also a week before E3 for their reveals. But Blythe managed to do that. No leaks, no information come out. Now, obviously, some quote-unquote insiders are saying that they knew all along, despite the fact that it's easy to say, I knew it all along, when you said nothing, and the character's already out, or about to be out. But that's not the point, obviously, of this little tangent. But the point of this video is, will Blythe, or should Blythe, I should say, will Blythe and should Blythe become the standard bearer for how DLC will be handled going forward, how Volume 2 will be handled? Because when you think about it, every single fighter in the Fighters Pass was leaked in some way, shape, or form. Hero was leaked through data mines. Now sure, you could say that we only had the code name, but most of us figured out it would have been a Dragon Quest character, mostly based on the fact that it was the name, I believe, for the franchise that would translate for the name of the Japanese version would translate for English to Brave, which also was, I believe, the names for the characters themselves in Dragon Quest games, something involving Dragon Quest, I forget, and well, it turned out to be true, even though it was just a code name. Then Banjo, like I said, was leaked a week before E3, much like Ridley did a year prior. Was it a year? It was a year. Wow, Jesus. And finally, Terry unfortunately got leaked, not by insiders, but by Nintendo themselves. Now sure, we didn't get Terry leaked, we had SNK, but let's be completely honest, the moment people heard SNK, even the most uninformed people would have gone and looked up and see who would be the SNK more likely character, which ended up being Terry, which most people already kind of figured it out. But Blythe didn't have anything. Blythe did not have a leak, did not have a data mine, it did not have an accidental leak. Nobody knew, and I think this might just be what will be going forward with Super Smash Bros. I think that Smash outside of E3 might be outside of all the Nintendo Direct. If we're gonna get an announcement for Smash Bros, not in the possible upcoming February Nintendo Direct, we might just see only Smash Bros. Next time we see Smash might just be either at E3 or in a general Mr. Sakurai Presents format, where they give us a trailer, they showcase the character, and a week to 2 weeks later, the character comes out. Honestly, I prefer this method. Yeah, it keeps us in the air, we don't know anything, but again, I would much prefer to have this way, not have any leaks to spoil the surprise, and I bet Sakurai hates the fact that people have ruined the surprise for characters, not have a Nintendo accidentally leak stuff, and it feels very much like the thing that Sakurai might be willing to do. For example, again, look at how Hero was leaked, quote unquote. It was through a data mine. Most of us guessed it, but it was a data mine that happened. Since then, we haven't been able to find, or nobody's been able to find, code names for characters in the updates whenever a new character gets released. Heck, if we get a data mine on, we're going to be obviously getting data mines for when Blythe comes out in, well, I'm expecting a couple of hours, or in like hours at this point. it will be shocking if there is anything there regarding Volume 2, even if it is a codename and the codename makes absolutely no sense, you know, unless it's like something like Blade and we're like, oh, it's absolutely Rex, for example. Or you could actually argue for Elm, but you would know that would be a Xenoblade character, most likely. Obviously going by predictions, not saying it would be. Voice correct there. And once again, that has yet to happen, we have to see, but it hasn't happened since, I believe, the Piranha Plant update, or even before the Piranha Plant update. Then we get into the fact that Banjo-Kazooie was leaked through the E3 Direct being showcased to the media beforehand. I'm guessing right now that the E3 Direct this year, if it includes Smash, it might have stuff, have the Smash stuff removed. Remember, Breath of the Wild 2 was not shown to journalists and journalists before E3 was a thing. So insiders saw the Direct a week beforehand, and then Nintendo decided to put Breath of the Wild in the Direct, which the reviewers and journalists did not see, but they did see Banjo-Kazooie. Henceforth, we had the Banjo leak a week earlier. And then, obviously, the Nintendo leak that now is seemingly covered by the fact that Sakurai doesn't warn everybody. That people only know about what's happening the moment they're like, oh, we have to edit and translate what the Sakurai presents stuff is. So I think that might just be the way of the future, which is Sakurai Presents, which honestly, again, I'm very down for because it keeps the surprise, the element of surprise alive. And sure, you could say, but I want to know. But honestly, I much prefer the idea of like not knowing a character until Sakurai presents it and the way Sakurai will present it. And honestly also like not have too much of a long wait. When you think about it, every single DLC character outside of Blythe has had a long time between announcement and released. Piranha Plant was announced in November, released at the end of January. Joker in the early December, mid-April. Then Banjo and Hero at E3, with Hero coming out a month later, a month and a half later I should say. And then Banjo coming out almost 2 full months, no, 3 months, almost 3 months afterwards. And Terry coming out a month later, no, 2 months after it was officially revealed. So I think that will be the great way for the future. Announcement, 12 days later we get the character. So I think it's the best way to go about it. But anyway, those are just my thoughts on the matter. Tell me in the comments what you think and what you want to see Super Smash Bros. Going in the future. Do you want a Blythe-style presentation, or do you want the way it was in the past? Direct announcement and then we wait like at least a month or two before we get the character. But anyway, or if you genuinely want leaks to happen. I don't like if you do that, but hey, it's your prerogative. But anyway, I've been a bunch of DS. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time.